Today we'll start the project and we'll see how Tausif has created timelines form. I'll rename it to timelines. So you guys may be noticing that there are three different colors for the dates because this planned start date we will enter automatically at the time of creating the project, and adjusted start date will be a manual entry, as well as actual start date is a manual entry. And this is a group, like all this can be considered as a group, that's why he has highlighted in pink, and this too can be considered as a group, and rest of can be considered as a group. Okay, so there are several issues on this form. Okay, anyway, we'll start with the form uh, for entering the master data, and we'll update all these 6 tables from a single form, and especially master projects will have some other fields that we'll see later. First of all, let us create a single form for this 6 tables. I want to copy this so that we have the same format. Master data. For now, I'll change it to master data, and we need only few fields here, and the rest of them can be deleted. Milestone ID, unique ID, and milestone. So most likely we need text boxes. And all the tables having unique ID, and this is a number, and we doesn't have to display, or we don't have to enter this. Just face ID, we'll try to get it from the table itself. and will allow users to enter this. But unique ID will not allow users to enter it. So we need only two fields. This completes the design for till spaces where. Okay, let us run for the first time, and I'll delete all the code in here.
Irfan, don't we need to link these tables with the projects or something that, like, if we are adding the milestones, so we are adding milestone for which project or?
You did not hear? I told that we will be creating one form for 6 tables. So that means we'll be linking 6 tables to this form. Got my point? Not only one table, we will be linking 6 tables to this form. All the 6 tables will be getting updated from here.
Oh,
Yeah, what is it here? Okay. Uh, Before running, I want to clear off the code. See, now we'll change this for ID, whatever the table we use, and we'll use this for name. Now we need a dashboard from where we access this form, and from there we'll make some small changes to access it. Again, I'll copy this form so that we can have the same format. Okay. Let me close this for, and in the master data we need only buttons, and if we need we'll add later. uh, Instead we'll have all of them like this. This will use for master, and now you can name each one. Projects, then faces, stages, milestones, project subtype. And what is left? Project status. By holding the shift key and clicking, you can select all at once. I think we need more. Or by drawing with the mouse, you can select all. And we'll add a label here so that we can say this as a master data. And here we can say as dashboard. Um, uh, font size, then so this is ready, and this command button is disabled. Go and enable it. And we'll name all the buttons CMD projects, faces, and if you want any shortcut for this buttons, then you can, and you should actually. CMD project subtype, then last one is project status. Okay, now when we click on this button, it should open a same master data, but we want to make some changes after opening this form. Like we should change the name of the caption of this label, caption of this label, and caption of this label. So let us start with faces because projects need more things than what we need. And before that, let us set up a caption or a shortcut button for it. P instead of on P, we'll make it H. Stages, milestone, then subtype. And for this, we'll make T as a shortcut. Okay, so let us start with this. When we click this button, we want to open FRM master data. So even we can use do cmd dot open form, then need to give the form name. FRM underscore dashboard. Let us see how it looks. So it did not work. Event procedure. We can use load form or object. No. Then directly we can, yeah,
Is it case sensitive? Because a dashboard spelling it has some
DASH.
capital D.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. DASH. This is CMD face. This is okay. Click. It doesn't say anything. Why it's not opening? Okay. Sometimes we have to create a variable str form name as string. Most of the time this works, but sometimes we have to assign this. This time it should work. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. We have to open the master data form, right? We are opening the dashboard from the dashboard itself. Master data. Yeah. So after opening this, we have to change this labels, these three labels. This we can do in several ways. One is in the form load. We can try from here, but we should know the labels. Label doesn't have a name, so we'll go back here and we'll add label names. Okay, pharma project tracking. Um, LBL form header and this one LBL ID and LBL name. And we'll be needing some global variables as well, from where we can access this and we can set this. Uh, so how do we add global variables? Insert a module, variables, okay, public, we want to set the name here uh, for the header, so we will use header name as string and what else we have? We have id, column id, and one more we have column name. So here, before opening the form, set the global variables, module, variables dot header name is equal to which form we are opening? Faces. Then we are going to use set the ID, column ID. So label should be face ID, then column name is equal to face. Okay, we have set the variables on this module. Now we'll access this variables while loading the master data form. Right now we have set in the dashboard. While opening this form, we will access it. Form load. We'll set the labels here. LBL header was the name. LBL form header dot caption is equal to, we'll get it from module variables. Then next one is LBL ID dot caption equal to, it is in the column ID variable, and LBL name dot caption is equal to column name. Let us try this part. Okay, it has changed the label to faces, face ID in face. But still we need to change this form caption. It is showing as Pharma project tracking. This is dashboard, and this one is for now we'll set it as master data, and this also will set it in the variable public form caption as string, and we'll set this form caption in the dashboard face. And what is the table name? Will faces. Table name is faces, so we'll make it as faces so that we can use the same thing for the table name. So, so till now it is okay, right? Okay, it has, this did not change. In the form load, we did not mention that uh, me dot caption is equal to module variables dot form caption. Me means current form, or you can use the form name. Okay. Now we'll start the coding for this. And before that, make sure all the text boxes, combo boxes, list boxes are logged. See, so that without clicking on new or edit, they cannot change the data. I don't see that. Does anybody see a lock property here?
Is it for the command buttons or the label? I mean, for the command button?
For the text boxes, combo boxes, and list boxes. See, what happens is you have to think this way. When the form is open, user may directly try to enter it and make the changes in the text boxes without clicking on new or edit. It should work only when they click on new or edit. Otherwise, they should not have access to the data present in this text boxes.
So for that, do we have to make the list boxes first? Like right now, they are not in the list boxes.
Yeah, because we don't need in this form, but in some of the forms we may need a list box, we may need a checkbox, we may need a combo boxes, right? Treat all these controls, input controls, to be logged. Okay, so that they don't make any change to it. Anyway, this is a disconnected architecture. Even though if they make changes, just they may think that they have changed it, and later on they may claim that application is not working properly. Because here what we are designing is until they click new and they enter the data and save it, it's not going to save in the table. And the same way, until they click on edit and make some changes and click on save button or update button, it's not going to make change in the table. So that is why we have to log the controls, input controls. Okay, so this is so what else we have to do? We have to code this buttons, and these are already logged. I'm not able to enter, so they are already logged. Oh, it's a label. Okay, so we'll name this label. And what is this? Oh, both are labels. That's why we are not able to find the lock property. Maybe for ID we need maybe sometimes they want to change it, so we'll give text boxes. For ID, this is more than enough. txt ID, and this is txt column name. We use txt column ID. Okay. Now select both of them, and you can set the property at once by selecting all controls. Lock. Remember, right? Enable means enabled and locked. There is a difference between these two. Lock does not allow you to enter temporarily. Enable does make it disable. Right now it is enable and this is disable. You won't be able to enter it, or even you can make it disable if you need to, but usually we use lock, yes or no, instead of enable for this input controls. And for command buttons we use enable and disable. Enable yes and no. So we have the names of this text boxes, and we have logged them. Now we'll code for this button. I don't know what are the names here. CMD previous, CMD next, move first, move last. Okay. So we'll start coding from here, and we use the click event. There are several other events available here, but usually we use click event. So do you understand what is a event? The whole Visual Basic programming is a event driven programming. Like when we click, something should happen. When the focus comes, this is got focus, then it should do something else. When the focus is lost from this button and got focus here, that means focus is lost from this one. So that is another event. When you double click, that is another event. So when you press a key on the keyboard, that is a different uh, event. The same way enter, exit, and there are several other events are there for different controls. So what you're doing, Risha, here? Give me one. Okay. So let us code these buttons, and for that we need a connection, ADO connection. So before making a connection, we should check for the reference. It is already there. Microsoft Office 12 Access Database Engine Object Library. Okay. But we want to use ADO, then we have to remove this. Use this 6.1 library if you want to use a ADO. Text data objects. Okay. So reference is good. Now let us code this form. Uh, for that we need dim uh, connection as adodb.connection, and also we need a record set. Dim rs as adodb.record set. Then we need a provider. We'll create another variable for holding string. Then strcon is equal to, we need to use a provider for provider is equal to Microsoft dot ace dot oledb dot 12.0 and data source is equal to this is how we set the provider, but in our case we are using the uh, current database. So set connection is equal to current db. So in our case these two are not applicable because we are dealing with the current database, so we'll disable this. Then set rs is equal to new adodb dot record set. We are creating a object for this. Then record set dot open. Then table name is faces master faces master underscore faces is the table name. Then attach the connection. Then open key set. Then log optimistic. Then it's a ADCMD table. It's a table. Okay, then if record set dot record count is greater than 0, then we have to move the record set to the last record. Move to last. How if we do this like putting it outside or making it available for the whole form? Then we'll create another subroutine, fill data, so that we don't have to type in again and again. Then we'll use rs dot fields of 0. We'll not use the names because we are using it for 6 tables. Txt id is the name, column id, txt column name, txt column id dot use value is equal to fields of 0 and txt column name dot value is equal to rs dot fields of 1. I think we have to use here 1 and here 2 because there is a unique column as well in all the 3 tables. So this is column 0, this is column 1 and this is column 2. So column 1 and 2 is filled up now, and we need to call this here. end if, then close the record set so that we can use again. Close. rs set rs is equal to nothing. Set connection is equal to nothing. So from here we'll open this form, type mismatch. Okay. Okay, so we are using connection whereas we don't need a provider, so we have to replace this connection with the database. Then dbs adodb database itself, database. Oh, it's not coming. We have to change the reference here. Instead of ActiveX, we need to use data format, data access components. No, Microsoft Access, ActiveX. No. Library. Okay. DBS database. Why it's not coming in this IntelliSense? It's not working. What about here? Not working. Database spelling is correct. For now, let me try this again. Well, your reference is correct. Sys 12 object library is also active. Okay. Like we cannot have two references at the same time. There is already one Microsoft Access 12 object library reference to it. So I think now it should work as database. No, no, did not work. Click enter the reference. So define type not defined. What is wrong here? Can anybody identify? This is the event procedure.
Irfan, do we need to connect the form with the table? Like we haven't connected it.
No, will use
Okay, we are using the command. We are opening the form faces here. Okay.
will change the reference Microsoft Office OLED, Microsoft Office 12 Access Database Engine object. Now at least this should work. Yeah. Now we got the right reference. So now it should work. Oh no. We take it one by one. Here we'll remove it and do it in the proper way. DB as database, and we'll set the DB is equal to current DB. Okay, then set record set will open with the db set dot open record set. Then we'll replace the complete thing over here. Okay. And we don't have to specify all these things, and we don't have to specify even this connection. Instead of key set, use it as open dynaset. Okay, I think we are good now. DB and DB. It should work now at least. Not saying where it is. Okay, here let us try it now. Okay, okay, okay. So it worked now. Okay, we got the last record from faces. Now we'll move this code to somewhere else so that we don't have to type it again and again. We'll make it another procedure, private sub, close connection, and we'll close it here. And what else we can do here? Table name, because we are using for 6 forms, then we'll replace this with the variable, and we already have a module variables dot form caption. There we are passing the table name. Then we are filling the data separately, and instead of 2 procedures we can make it 1 procedure here, and this is okay. So now we have only few lines of code left in move last, and let us write the code for the move first, cmd move first, and when we'll make it a separate procedure, private sub, open connection, and we call it open connection. So now we have only very few lines of code to be copied. And what we have to change here, only instead of move last, change it to move first.
Then why did you come here? Then what do you do after you did you come here and use the bathroom?
So now lot of code is reduced. So engine cannot find the input tabular query faces. Okay. Okay. But here we can do one more thing. All the tables have the master and underscore in front of them, and we'll concatenate the variable form caption. Now it works. Okay. So now first and last record both are working. Now let us write the code for previous and next. For this CMD next, We need all this, but we need something extra here. What should we do here? When we click previous, it should use the unique value. It should get the unique value and set the previous one. So when it gets the connection here, before that we need to save a unique ID from here wherever we are filling the data. In the module variables, I'll add one more variable here, public unique ID. So we'll use this unique ID throughout the project as integer, and module variables dot unique ID is equal to record set dot fields of 0, because in one we have ID and in two we have name of the column. So 0 is holding the unique ID. So as soon as it opens, then count is greater than 0, then record set dot find first unique ID is equal to criteria we should give in this string. Unique ID is equal to ampersand module variables dot unique ID this is for previous -1. If record set dot dot record count is greater than 0 again, then we'll fill up the data. Otherwise, we'll not call that column. I think I wrote in somewhere else. This should be here and this should be here. Right, what we are doing is we are using a find first function of the record set to find a unique ID and whatever we have stored earlier, and we are looking for it. move last, move first, and we wrote for move next, CMD next. Click unique ID is equal to 1 minus 1, so it's not going to return anything now. Okay, but when it is here, for next should be plus 1. See, here is the mistake. What is the record count? Okay, it's moving. Now we can remove first record, second, third. Okay, so previous, first record, last record, and next record is working. Then previous should not take much time. Just copy and paste whatever we did in the next one. Instead of plus, we'll make it minus 1. So this is first, this is last, and this is previous. Okay, but in next it is going to the next record. So in the CMD next we should restrict if rs dot end of file, then exit sub. So it is not working. Yeah, we are moving next. So end of file, suspension completely true, then exit sub. It should not go here. Okay, then this time is the one, and this time it shouldn't go. Okay. End of file is false. So we can check one more condition here, rs dot move first, so that we can search. Yeah, move first. No, still says false. Unique ID is equal to 3 plus 1 is 4. So rs dot no match, if rs dot no match, then That's it, sir. Then let us go once again. So this time it worked. And we are on first record. So now it is not going beyond that. Okay. So you guys have more time. Shall we do new and edit and delete? Let me see.
I have no problem.
Okay.
Fine. Irfan.
No, I didn't hear you, Nidhi.
I have to go somewhere.
Okay. Okay, then we'll stop the class here, and tomorrow we'll continue. And tomorrow we should be able to finish new edit and delete, save, cancel, and close.
Okay.
I wanted to ask one question.
Yeah.
Like when we were creating these four commands, we established a connection. Like
Mm-hmm.
so, when in the employees table we were doing that, that time also we established that connection, or it is because we have to relate six tables here. That's why.
Here we have to relate six tables. We are making accordingly.
So suppose if there is only one table and we have to create this previous and next buttons with relation to one table, then we don't need to give any references or connections.
Even then, like to reduce the code. See, I have wrote this code once, and I'm not repeating this code in anywhere else.
Yes. No, this thing I understood. The references which we gave in the starting,
Oh,
that we have to, yeah, that we don't need to give if it's related only to one table.
yeah, only one time in the beginning of the project. That's it.
Okay. Can you please write the references, because like we forget after some time that which reference to give with these codes.
Oh, sure, sure. I'll write it here.
And one more thing, when you were creating the dashboard, so the names you were giving, you were putting the and percent in all the names.
Mm-hmm.
So was there any specific reason for that?
So, uh, is that Nidhi?
Yes.
So we have saw this earlier in the training also. We use the underscores in the name in the caption, only in the caption, and we get that underscore by adding ampersand to any putting this ampersand before any of the letter. And what this underscore will help is in the runtime when you press Alt and P. I pressed Alt and P. It has clicked on the command button. Now I'll press Alt H. So
Okay.
without using mouse, I can access these buttons.
Mhm.
You might have heard like some people doesn't like to use the mouse and they want to stick on the keyboard, and definitely while they are typing they don't want to go back to mouse and they want to move it. So those kind of people wanted a shortcut on their buttons too.
Okay, got it. So this we can create only for the command buttons.
Right.
Okay.
Irfan,
Yeah.
hi. I just wanted to ask you, I think the last three classes you didn't upload them on YouTube yet, right?
Oh, I think yes. I think one
Okay.
of them,
If you can by next week, please upload.
maybe today I'll do. And
Okay.
one of the class I did not record, most likely.
Okay, no problem.
Any other question?
No, I'm good. It's just that you were just writing the reference, so it will be there.
Mhm. So you can find that reference here in the list. It's Microsoft Office 12 Access Database Engine object. Anything else? Access, it should be database engine. Access database engine. And it is not necessary that your system shows 12. It could be 15, it could be 10, depending on the version installed. Engine, it should be a object library. Okay. Any other question? This one also we can move to variables here and make it public so that we don't have to declare again. But the thing is, if we want to use several forms at the same time, then in that case it doesn't work. So that is the reason why uh, I prefer to keep it locally to the form. In one form, declare it once and utilize it. Like there are several ways to use that. It's up to you how you do that. And then, any other questions? This is the extra line. I'll remove this. And here there is a find method in the record set which we didn't use earlier. We can use this one. Otherwise, we can use the query itself. While opening the record set, we can use the query instead of this. And in the query, we can look for a unique ID. But here we are attaching 6 tables to one form. It is better to use this way. So what here this statement is doing, I think that is here. If there is no match, then we are exiting the subject. That means exit sub means it will exit from this line. It won't consider these lines, this line. It directly goes out of the procedure. Out of this procedure. And also we can write this in previous. If record set dot no match, then exit sub. This you understood, right? Because in several times we have to use a load event of the form. This is the form here and it has this many events. data change, double click, deactivate, delete, got focus, lost focus. So many things are there. Okay. And mostly we use either load, deactivate, activate, depending on the requirement. And these events you can consider as, suppose you are home, you are opening the door, that is a event. Opening a window, that is a event. Switch on the fan, that is an event. So in the same way, in the software side also, in the programming, we consider each action to be a event. And I believe this part you guys understood. We are getting the variables back from the module variables. And we are setting these variables while opening the form from the dashboard. When we are opening the dashboard, before opening the form itself, we are setting that. Okay. So tomorrow we'll see the rest of the buttons and we'll try to attach one more. Next buttons will be fast, very, very fast, because once we design the form, it will work for all the 6 tables. But of course, in the projects, we have to do a lot more. Okay, I believe there are no more questions. We'll wind up the class. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.